Over 80% of women make this childbirth mistake, and it can ruin your body forever. We are talking about permanent injuries, unbearable trauma, and a lifetime of regret. And the worst part, most women don't even realize they're making this mistake until it's too late. Listen, have you ever heard of a woman who went to the hospital to give birth and died from excessive bleeding or infection? Imagine the screams of a newborn who would never know their mother's touch. This is the heartbreaking reality for too many families. Or have you heard of women who did come back but returned broken, cut, stitched, and in unbearable pain? It happens every single day in Nigeria. One woman shared, "They've succeeded in giving me episiotomy 2 consecutive times in my 2 childbirths. I just pray I retain my pride and confidence as a woman and wife." The truth is, if you don't prepare yourself the right way, you may still suffer from severe tears, infections, or pelvic floor damage, even though nurses and midwives do their best. Another woman shared, "I'm a victim of childbirth injury, already suffering from pain of episiotomy. I can't even sit properly, and pus is coming out from there." This means you could face months of pain, complications, and even lifelong consequences if you don't take action now. Here's what a lady wrote that breaks my heart each time I remember it. "I saw your message on Facebook. My case is different and complicated. Since I gave birth after the tear, I used to pollute or gas anytime without control. I want to know the cause and cure and how to avoid it next time." All of the above shows the horrible reality that women face during childbirth. Look, according to UNICEF, Nigeria ranks 4th among the top 10 countries with the highest maternal mortality rates globally, with 576 deaths per 100,000 live births. Every one of those numbers represents a mother who would never see a child grow up and a family shattered by loss to the cold hands of death. This isn't just a number, it's a warning. A warning that no one is coming to save you. If you don't take control, you could become another statistic. That's why I've created something powerful, already protecting thousands of pregnant women, and we continue saving lives beyond 2040. Even if the nurses are exhausted, even if the doctors don't notice your pain, even if the system fails you, you will not be a victim. That's exactly what I'll reveal to you. Look, in many hospitals, death has become routine. A woman fights for her life in the delivery room, but to the doctors and nurses, she's just another case. It's so scary that even the Punch News wrote, "In Nigeria today, pregnancy is still akin to a death sentence. It's so common that even the coordinating Minister of Health, Mohammed Pate, confirmed 57,000 mothers died from pregnancy and complications during childbirth in 2023 alone." Punch newspaper. And note, these numbers are only those who died. We haven't even counted the countless women who suffered avoidable injuries. And just in case you're thinking, "God forbid, it won't be me," let me tell you what no one dares to say out loud. The healthcare system is not built to protect you. 1. Hospitals are overcrowded and short-staffed. There are too many women, not enough beds, not enough doctors. Just imagine, a labor ward designed for 10 women is often packed with 30, sometimes even 40. It's just crazy. Why would they rush you? And every day, it gets worse. This Punch News report exposes the terrifying reality. Hospitals stretch beyond their limits, where complications spiral out of control in seconds. 2. Doctors and nurses are overworked and frustrated. You see, a single nurse might be handling 10, 15, or even 20 laboring women at the same time. She has been on her feet for 12, maybe 16 hours straight. She's exhausted, irritated, numb to the suffering around her. So when you cry out in pain, do you know what she'll say? Shut up and push. Not because she's heartless, but because she has attended to dozens of women before you and is barely holding herself together. She doesn't see you as a woman in pain. She sees one more problem to deal with. Your pain? Not her concern. Your fear? Not her business. Your safety? Not guaranteed. And if something goes wrong, if your baby's in distress, if you start bleeding uncontrollably, she might not even notice in time because she's already running on empty energy. And when she finally does, it might be too late. And even if she notices in time, the next horror awaits. Which brings me to the third factor. Most facilities don't have the right tools. Even if you're in pain, even if your baby is struggling to breathe, even if you're bleeding out, there is a high chance that the hospital does not have what they need to save you because they are not prepared either. No sterilized instruments, no emergency blood supply, no basic drugs to stop bleeding. Now, let's talk about what that really means. If you tear badly, they might not have the stitching materials ready. If your baby is struggling to breathe, they might not have the oxygen supply to save them. If you start hemorrhaging, bleeding out uncontrollably, the one drug that could stop the bleeding in seconds might not be available. And when that happens, do you know what they'll do? They'll send your husband outside to buy what they need. Instead of saving you immediately, instead of taking action, they will hand him a shopping list. And while he's running from one pharmacy to another, desperately searching for the medicine that might save you, you could be bleeding out on the hospital bed, or worse. Look, you agree with me that the healthcare system in Nigeria is broken and it's a huge problem. The craziest parts, a new report by the National Bureau of Statistics revealed that 70% of hospitals lack functional basic medical equipment for safe deliveries. It's no surprise that our politicians fly abroad for medical care. They don't want to risk their lives here, but you and I may not have that luxury. So what do? We take charge of our health. We take charge of our lives and that of our babies. A few weeks ago, I read a story in Nigeria Health Watch. A woman bled heavily after childbirth, but the hospital didn't even have a simple drug such as oxytocin to stop it. And before her husband could run out and buy the drug and return, she was gone, dead. The newborn was left without a mother. Worst part, the husband could do nothing about it. Why? Because suing the hospital could be a waste of time and money. And this is the case of thousands of women in Nigeria. Gone, just like that, leaving babies behind who might never know the warm touch of a mother's love. This is the harsh reality that too many Nigerian women face. And for those who are still alive, this has led to a huge problem. Imagine this. See, the goal isn't to scare you. It's to show you proof. I always tell pregnant moms, do everything to keep fear away. Fear can harm your baby before they even take their first breath. But after everything you've just read, how can you not be afraid? When hospitals are overcrowded, when nurses are too exhausted to care, when your survival depends on whether your husband can run fast enough to buy what they need. Fear is inevitable unless you know exactly what to do, because confidence comes from preparation. So what if I told you there's a way to take control? And that's what I'm about to reveal to you. A simple way on. How to give birth naturally without tears, episiotomies or fear, even if it's your first time. I'm not talking theory. Thousands of women have used this method to have smooth, pain-free births. See for yourself. But first, let me introduce myself properly. I'm Mrs. Amma, a registered nurse, midwife, and a senior lecturer in one of the schools of nursing in Southeast Nigeria. I've seen things in the labor room that will make you shiver. Women begging, screaming, crying, because they weren't prepared for what happened to them during childbirth. I used to think this was normal until it happened to me. Yes, me, a trained nurse. I thought I knew enough. I thought I was safe until the day I found myself on the hospital bed. It was my first childbirth experience, and the trauma lasted for about a year. I had a 3rd-degree episiotomy cut, and for months I was in pain. And guess what the doctor told me? This is just part of childbirth. You'll be fine. But I wasn't fine. Urinating was so painful. Sex? Forget it. The pain was unbearable. I couldn't have sex with my man for a full year. This one pained me. It was that bad. One day, my husband saw me in pain. He watched me struggle, helpless and broken. He asked, "Is this what every woman goes through? Does it have to be this way?" At that moment, I wasn't thinking about other women. I just wanted relief. But my husband saw something bigger. He saw thousands of women suffering, just like me. Maybe you too. That's when the search began. We dug through every medical journal we could find. We spoke to top medical consultants. For 18 months, we searched for answers. Anything that could explain why so many good, God-fearing women suffer unbearably during childbirth. Why does it have to be this way? And what can be done to stop it? Then I found something shocking. You see, doctors are taught that tearing and cutting are normal in childbirth. They believe it must happen, so they don't even bother teaching women how to prevent it. This is just the bitter truth about our society, our reality, our so-called healthcare system. Let's look at the hard facts. Here's what you must know. Fact 1. Whether your baby weighs 3.5 kg or 1.5 kg, you're not entirely safe from getting an episiotomy if you're not prepared. Fact 2. Whether it's your first time or 5th time, vaginal injuries can still happen. Fact 3. Pregnancy exercises alone won't stop you from tearing during childbirth. Fact 4. An expensive hospital won't guarantee an easy birth if you don't prepare yourself the right way. Fact 5. Bleeding is the number 1 cause of maternal death, and episiotomies increase the risk. Fact 6. Many healthcare providers don't care. They can blame anything and walk free. And finally, some childbirth complications have no medical cure. Prevention is your only option. Are you ready? Because right now, you're about to discover 100% natural technique. One you can practice at home that works better than any method you've heard before. Let's begin. The 4 powerful points that can help you avoid vaginal tears or episiotomy. Get any one right and your chances improve. Get all 4 right and you've just made birth a whole lot safer. Let's start with point 1. Your baby size. The size of your baby, especially the head circumference, compared to your birth canal, can tell a lot about how safe or stressful your delivery will be. You see, a baby that fits easily through Mrs. A's vaginal opening might struggle through Mrs. B's. A woman once asked me, "Nurse, my baby wasn't big, but it still cut me. Why?" And I get it. It could be confusing. My own story. First baby, 3.5 kg. I got cut. Second baby, 3.8 kg. No cut. How? Because baby size is just one piece of the puzzle. And that's why you must know the 3 other hidden secrets. Most people think If I can control this one thing, I'll avoid the cut. But that's why so many women still end up with birth injuries. Look, I found out that most women with longer labor are at more risk of tearing. Take a closer look at the comments below from a popular pregnancy group on Facebook. Observe that none of the two women above had their baby up to 3 kg, yet they both got cuts and stitches. Also, you notice that those that had injuries had longer labor, 27 hours, 4 days. Then, see the next images. These two women didn't have injuries, so no stitches. But also observe that labor didn't last so long for them. Just 1 hour plus for the first and 15 minutes for the second. Though the second lady didn't give her baby's weight, but see the other lady by the left. Baby's weight is 3.7 kg, yet no injuries. See other cases below. Overweight babies are a major reason labor can last longer than normal. Of course, longer labor means longer stress, which weakens both the mother and the baby, increasing the risk of injuries and death. That's just to show you how important it is. But can you control your baby size before birth? Yes, you can. Many women don't know this, and that's why they make avoidable mistakes that lead to painful childbirth. See, if baby size was something that just happens, doctor won't bother measuring it during scans. But they do, and that's because it matters. Some women eat recklessly during pregnancy and then wonder why their baby comes out too big to deliver naturally. As in, they think a big baby in size means a healthy baby. So they do everything to impress others while they suffer in silence. I've seen it happen over and over again. A woman goes for scan a few weeks to her due date and sees that her baby is too small, maybe 1.9 kg or 2 kg. Then, what does she do? She starts eating like crazy. Heavy meals back to back, morning till night. She wants the baby to gain weight fast. And guess what? In just 1 or 2 weeks, the baby's weight doubles or even triples. Now, she has a big problem. The baby has grown too big for a smooth delivery, and there is no way to reverse it at that point. So, what happens? She ends up with a difficult labor, a painful episiotomy or vaginal tear, and in most cases, an emergency C-section. And all because she didn't control a baby's weight the right way. Some women love to brag about having a big baby. But here's my advice. Give birth first. Then, if you want a big baby, feed them all you want. Because if your baby is too big at birth, you're the one who will suffer. And before you misunderstand me, I'm not saying your baby should be too small either. There's a healthy weight range. Anything between 2.4 kg and 4 kg is fine. Go beyond that and you're inviting trouble. So, how can you control your baby size during pregnancy? Look, there are several factors that affect your baby's weight. Some you can't control, but others you definitely can. Let's quickly look at things you cannot control. I'll talk about things you can control later. Things you cannot control. 1. Genetics. If your family or your husband's family has a history of big babies, your baby may also be big. You see, medical observations have shown that when a man is of a bigger stature than his wife and the baby inherits his genes, the woman is likely to struggle with vaginal delivery. This is why so many women may experience painful labor, episiotomies, or even emergency C-sections. Now imagine this. You're a petite woman, but your husband is tall and broad. Your baby inherits his genes and grows big inside you, but your body is naturally small. How do you think that delivery would go? Painful, stressful, risky. This is a reality many women face because they don't understand the parent's body's equation, PBE. What is the parent's body's equation, PBE? PBE is a simple table that predicts how difficult your delivery might be based on your body type and your husband's body type. I explained everything in my blueprint, including the 4 categories of women in the PBE table and what each category means for childbirth. Why some women are more likely to have vaginal tears or episiotomy. What to do if your partner is the risky category for childbirth, and how to naturally prepare your body for a smoother, faster labor. If you don't know where you fall in this table, you're risking childbirth complication without even realizing it. And by the time you realize it, it might be too late. And the second from what you can't control is medical conditions. Some women naturally produce more pregnancy hormones that make their baby grow bigger. There is also pregnancy-induced diabetes that usually goes once the pregnancy period is over. Don't say you are not diabetic. Get checked to be sure the pregnancy has not gifted you with one. Now let's look at things you can control. 1. Your diet. What you eat plays a huge role in how much weight your baby gains. 2. Your exercise routine. The right pregnancy exercises help regulate a baby's weight. But for now, let's focus on diet. And that leads me to the question, what should a pregnant woman eat? This is one of the biggest questions I get from expectant mothers. Many women want a specific food list that includes all their favorite meals. But let me tell you something important. It's not really about the food itself. It's about the nutrients. Let me explain. Your baby, while in the womb and even while breastfeeding, depends on what you eat. That's why doctors warn you to be careful with drugs, because anything you take goes straight to your baby. The bitter truth is, by the time you find out you're pregnant, your baby's future has already started forming. The brain, the spine, the organs, they all start developing in the first few weeks, sometimes before you even miss your period. And in those crucial first weeks, your baby depends entirely on the nutrients inside your body. But what happens if those nutrients end there? What happens when your baby's body starts forming, but the raw materials are missing? This is why thousands of babies every year are born with defects that could have been prevented. This is why 57,000 women die from pregnancy-related complications annually. This is why you cannot afford to get this wrong. If you haven't been paying attention to your nutrition, start now. Because every bite you take or don't take has consequences. Look, there is one super vitamin that has the power to protect your baby from devastating birth defects. It's called folic acid. And here's what the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, AGOG, and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, say. Ideally, a woman should start taking folic acid supplements 2 to 3 months before conception. Did you know this before you got pregnant? If you did you take it seriously? Most women don't. And that's why so many babies suffer complications that could have been prevented. You need to act fast before it's too late, because folic acid prevents brain and spinal cord defects, deadly conditions that form in the first few weeks of pregnancy. And the most shocking fact, taking folic acid daily can reduce the risk of these defects by up to 70%. Yes, 70%. That means out of every 10 babies who would have been born with these conditions, 7 could have been perfectly healthy, just because their mothers took folic acid. But most women only find out about this when it's too late. Now that you know, Will you take action? You're in the best situation to give an answer to this. Now, let's talk about food. The truth about a balanced diet. A lot of people misunderstand what it means to eat a balanced diet. Some think, if I eat protein today and carbs tomorrow, then I'm eating balance. Wrong. A balanced diet means including all necessary nutrients in one meal, or at least within a short time frame. So what does a proper meal look like? A good meal should contain carbohydrates for energy, that's rice, yam, plantain. Proteins for growth, that's egg, beans, fish. Vitamins for immunity, vegetables, fruit. Minerals for body functions, meat, milk. Fats and oil for healthy fats, palm oil, groundnut oil. Water for hydration, lots of it. For example, a plate of rice plus egg plus vegetables plus meat plus oil plus water equal adequate diet. That's how you eat right without changing your favorite foods. And guess what? I'm about to show you exactly how to plan your meals without stress. But first, how can you control a baby's weight even if the parental factor is against you? This is one of the biggest concerns for many women. They ask me, if my husband is naturally big, does that mean I must have a big baby too? The answer is, not necessarily. Yes, genes play a role, but there are ways to control a baby's weight safely even if the parental factor is against you. And that is exactly why you must follow the other 3 hidden secrets I teach in my Birth Without Injuries blueprint. Without them, you might end up struggling in the delivery room when it could have been avoided. Look, this is not just another pregnancy guide. This is a scientifically backed, experience-based solution that has already helped over 2,000 plus women avoid painful childbirth injuries. You will learn the secrets to naturally controlling your baby's weight so that you don't end up struggling with an overweight baby. You will learn how to prepare your body for an easier, faster delivery while others are enduring long, painful labor. You will discover the exact foods that make childbirth easier without unnecessary weight gain that makes delivery harder. You will master the proven techniques to avoid episiotomy, vaginal tears, and excessive blood loss because pain should not be part of the plan. Imagine giving birth without fear, without unnecessary pain, without trauma. This is what smart mothers are doing right now. But that's not all. Here's what you gain from this blueprint. It'll save you from medical errors. You will know when your doctor or midwife is getting it wrong so you can raise an alarm before it's too late. It'll show you how to choose the right delivery center. Many women fall for big hospital names, pay so much money, and still end up disappointed. This guide will show you how to choose wisely. It will help you avoid emergency C-section. If your labor is progressing properly, there will be no need for an episiotomy or emergency surgery. This blueprint will show you how to make that happen. It will help save your baby's life. Did you know that long labor can stress your baby so much that it might die during or shortly after birth? With the simple techniques in this blueprint, you can prevent this tragedy. It will help you avoid vaginal tears and excessive bleeding. Even if you avoid episiotomy, vaginal tears can still happen, but there's a simple trick to preventing it, and I'll show you. One mom shared, "After going through your free presentation, I simply told myself that if what I have learned for free is this good, then the rest I have to pay for would be even better. And I was right." She made the right choice, and now she's a happy, stress-free mother. What about you? Think about this for a moment. If someone told you that one mistake could make you lose control of your bladder for life, would you believe them? Imagine not being able to hold back urine, gas, or even feces in public. Imagine wearing adult diapers every day because you can't predict when it will happen. A pack of adult diapers costs at least 13,000 naira as of today, 2025, and you need at least 2 packs per week just to manage it as of today, 2025. Imagine how this would affect your marriage when intimacy becomes a struggle, when your husband starts seeing you differently. And worst of all, imagine not being able to fully care for your newborn because you are battling pain, discomfort, and emotional distress. Is that what you want for yourself? Or would you rather take control now and secure an injury-free, stress-free, and smooth delivery? Look, there are 2 types of moms. Those who prepare and take control, and those who leave things to chance and regret later. If you've read this far, it means you already know the truth. Childbirth injuries don't just happen, they're preventable. You now have the knowledge. The question is, will you use it? Again, here's what you will get. Manual blueprint, vaginal delivery without injuries, valued at 58,500 naira. The complete step-by-step system that has helped over 2,000 women avoid episiotomies, tears, and childbirth trauma. Bonus 1. Pregnancy life and cost-saving tips, valued at 20,500 naira. Pregnancy should not drain your bank account. Yet, most women unknowingly waste money on things that don't matter, while the extremely important aspects get ignored. That won't be you. Inside this, you'll discover the 3 money-wasting mistakes pregnant women make and how to avoid them. Smart pregnancy budgeting, where to spend, where to save, and how to get the best value. Bonus 2. Pregnancy exercise explainer video pack, valued at 38,500 naira. Most women wait until labor before thinking about their strength and flexibility. Big mistake. Labor shortening exercises that will help you push easily without exhaustion. Simple daily routines to prevent swelling, back pain, and sluggishness. Step-by-step video guides so you always know what's safe to do. Bonus 3. 120-minute action plan for pregnancy success, valued at 7,500 naira. Some women walk into the delivery room fully prepared, calm, confident, and in control. Others enter clueless and panicked, and that's when mistakes happen. In just 2 hours, this plan will help you set up everything for an easy, stress-free delivery. No surprises. Cut off every hospital requirement so you don't hear, "Madam, go and buy these first." Make the right birth decisions early so no one forces unnecessary procedures on you. Bonus 4. Get personalized support from me, valued at 30,000 naira. This is not just a course. You'll be able to ask me direct questions, no guessing, no confusion. Get personal guidance on your pregnancy situation. Enjoy private support sessions to keep you on track. Bonus 5. 15 lessons to win your man's heart and never let go, valued at 6,500 naira. Pregnancy changes relationships. For some, it brings them closer than ever. For others, it becomes the start of emotional distance. How to make your husband love you even more during and after pregnancy. Ways to keep your intimacy alive even when pregnancy stress kicks in. What makes a man emotionally distant during pregnancy and how to bring him back. Bonus 6. The Natural Baby Sex Selection, a quick guide to conceiving a boy or girl, valued at 15,500 naira. Want a boy? Want a girl? There is a science-backed way to influence the outcome. Timing techniques that match your ovulation window for better accuracy. Other key factors that most people don't know about. Bonus 7. My simple but powerful trick for long-lasting pleasure in bed, valued at 7,500 naira. After pregnancy, many women notice something different in the bedroom. For some, it gets even better. For others, it's never the same again. How to regain confidence and pleasure after childbirth. A simple but powerful technique that makes intimacy feel new again. Bonus 8. Mastering consistent kitchen flavor. The hidden secrets to cooking delicious meals with ease, valued at 14,500 naira. Cooking is not just about food. It's about taste, presentation, and consistency. The secret to making every meal taste amazing without stress. How to master spice combinations so your cooking always impresses. Easy cooking shortcuts that save time without sacrificing flavor. Bonus 9. Access to our newly launched private Telegram support group, valued at 7,500 naira. Be a part of a community of mothers who are on the same journey. Ask questions, get advice, and learn from real moms who have already succeeded. Total value 206,500 naira. But you won't be paid anywhere close to that. And I don't need to give you reasons to take advantage of this, because I believe you know what's good for you. But if you don't take advantage of this today, you'll end up losing the 9 bonuses. Over 90% of moms who signed up early said the bonuses were mind-blowing and life-saving. Feel ready, not stressed. You continue doubting yourself. Plus, we'll never feel the joyful moments of moms who never go through tears and unbearable pains. I believe you don't want that. Help your future self. Look, over 2,000 plus women use this to stay safe. Most said, I wish I did this earlier. And lastly, price goes up soon. Bonuses may be gone. Last month, it cost 30% more. What's inside the blueprint? Module 1. Understanding what matters. You learn the rules that predict how smooth or painful your delivery will be. You get a full breakdown of childbirth injuries and exactly how to prevent them. Module 2A. How to control the 4 major birth influencers. You discover the hidden factors that increase injury risk and how to reverse them. You learn how your body type and your husband's body type impacts labor and cautions to take. You discover the one food mistake that makes delivery harder and what to eat instead. Module 2B. Techniques to avoid tears and episiotomy. You discover the one missing ingredient why perineal massage has not worked for most women. You learn gentle pushing techniques and strategic labor positions to reduce risk of birthing injuries. Module 2C. How to stay in control during labor. The red flags to watch for at any hospital so you're not a victim of medical negligence. The best way to get the entire medical team to work in your favor for a more desirable outcome. You'll be able to know beyond guessing how easy childbirth would go and have every factor working in your best interest. Now, let's talk about the investment. Would you pay 206,500 naira just to prevent you from dreading vaginal tears, episiotomies, and prolonged labor, which leaves millions of women feeling broken and powerless, just to feel a lot more safe, injury-free delivery? If your answer is yes, then you're in luck, because I'm about to do the craziest thing just to help a godly plus good woman like you. For a very limited time, you're getting everything for just not 206,500 naira, not 100,000 naira, not even 50,000 naira. Today, only for a token. But that's only if you enroll before this countdown hits 0. My 30-day money-back guarantee. I know the system works. I've seen it change over 2,000 lives. That's why I'm putting all the risk on myself. 100%. If this blueprint doesn't leave you feeling 100% prepared and confident, I'll refund your money. Every naira, no questions, no stress. Take a look. More testimonials on screen. Think about this. The cost of suffering from childbirth injuries and their terrible complications for life. The embarrassment of not being able to control urine, gas, or feces in public. The expense of wearing adult diaper. At least 13,000 naira per week as of today, 2025. The strain on your marriage when intimacy becomes impossible and your baby's care. Look, this investment is not always going to be available. The doors will close soon, and when they do, the opportunity is gone forever. You might tell yourself, I'll do it later. But what if later never comes? What if life gets busy and you forget? What if you come back and realize it's too late? Don't let this slip away. This is your chance to secure a safe, tear-free delivery for yourself and your baby. Your choice. You either pay a token and take the first step toward a safer, healthier childbirth experience, or walk away and behave like you never came across this and risk missing out on this life-changing opportunity. The choice is yours. If you're still here, I want to give these powerful, documented blueprints to you because I'm confidently certain they will help you succeed. But I also know that commitment is key. When you choose to pay a token, you're telling me, and more importantly, you're telling yourself, I'm ready to do this. And this is your chance to prove that you are ready to invest in yourself and your future.